Hey friends, it's Simon Hurley and welcome to today's video. Now I've shared tons of storage and organizational systems and videos in the past on how to organize your craft room, like those ink pad storage behind me and the paper storage, and those are from Stampin' Storage, and I really love the quality of materials that they use in their organizers. It makes them very sturdy and a great investment. But they are a little bit on the pricier side, and I know lots of you guys have been requesting for me to show a couple of cheaper options. But I was shopping on Amazon, and I came across this awesome ink pad organizer that was around $20, so I'll have it linked down below, and we're going to kind of build it together today and share the review with you guys and what I think of it. It's by Pixis or Pixies, I'm not quite sure, but it was either used for like ink pads or like a phone holder for teachers, which I'm not a big fan of, but I'm a big fan of the ink pad storage. Okay, so it comes along with a pretty simple pamphlet for you to put it together. This is nothing like any 16-page IKEA booklet. It's just one simple page with some numbers on each piece, so it seems to be pretty easy. And then let's put this all together. So I'm just going to move everything kind of out of the way. It seems to be a pretty decent material. It's not like a super soft foam. I think it is a sort of foam core, but it seems to be very durable. And like you're using it for ink pads, so you're not going to just destroy it. Okay, so we're going to start with the back here and start off with one of the side pieces. Put that in there. And then we'll put in the base here. Alright, so this is what the storage unit looks like once it's all complete and put together. I think it looks really nice actually for $20. It's not too bad, and it's definitely a nice sturdier material than I thought I would get for $20, which is pretty cool. It's definitely not wood, so you do have to be a little bit more careful with it, but it is a lot sturdier than like a foam core or things like that. It seems to maybe be a foam type material that's maybe sealed a little bit better and has a better durable coating on the outside too, which is pretty nice. I think this has 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1 hour later.
Yes, this has 24 compartments in it, which is really nice to store all your ink pads and things like that. So let's kind of see what we can store in here and see what we can all fit inside of our storage container. All right, so the first idea that I had, of course, was to store my ink pads in here because that's how it was marketed. It was marketed as an ink pad organizer. So of course, you can definitely put your inks in here. So these are my Simon Hurley Create inks, and they work perfectly for this. I actually like this method of storage for them because it almost acts as like a display, and I'll probably use these a little bit more too. So keeping them in something like this can be kind of nice. And it's not like hiding the tops of your ink pad lids, which is nice. So you can definitely see all the different colors when you're going to grab them and reach for the colors that you want to work with. Now, before anybody asks, or I get tons of comments about it down below, because I always do whenever I do organization videos like this, ink pads can be stored on their side, or at least most brands. Be sure to check your manufacturer's website of the ink pad because Ranger, for most of their ink pads, and I know mine for sure, can be stored on their side like this, and it's not going to affect your ink pad. However, if you are still a little bit worried about that, I totally understand, and you could definitely store your ink pads like this. And it's still a perfectly sturdy unit like this, and you could still pull out your ink pads and use them just the same way. So you could definitely do this if you want to. I prefer the other way just because it's nice and upright and you're not worried about any of them falling, but they're not really going to have any problem like this. And it's definitely a nice, stable unit, so it's not going to wobble or things like that when you're putting your ink pads or anything in here. Now, one other important thing for me is to be able to store my blending tool with my ink pad. I don't know about you guys, but I love to store a blending tool along with it because I use these all the time with it. So I just want to see. No, they're not going to work in there. Unfortunately, you can't store your blending tool in along with it. It's just not going to have enough room in there to fit your blending tool, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it's not too big of a deal. So I've moved all my ink pads up, and I want to see what kind of tools I can store in these front rows too. If you want to use this for other tools or things like that, you definitely can. So let's kind of see what fits in here. I'm going to just grab some of my favorite tools. Yeah, you can put like a scissors if you want in here. That could be kind of nice. Let's see, I'm going to grab an archival ink pad. So this is just a regular ink pad, but it's my black one that I use all the time. So having an archival in here can be pretty nice. Let's see, I'm going to put in some of my favorite adhesives. Let's do tape. You could put in like a sand eraser. Let's go. I'm just kind of grabbing around my desk with what I have on here. Oh, that's nice. I can definitely fit some of that is really nice. It fits in there like absolutely perfectly, and I use these all the time on every single card, so that's a big game changer. I actually really like that they included these little tiny screws in here too, because as you go in, there's little holes for the screws, and it just really helps to tighten things up and make sure everything's going to stay together when you're moving the unit around or just using it. It really is like tightening all of the joints of it and making it seem like a much nicer quality unit. I'm very surprised that it came along with screws, but it is a very nice touch to make sure everything stays together. Alright, so for $20, I definitely think this unit is a go from me. It's really nice. It comes with pretty good quality material. It's definitely not as sturdy or as put together as those wood units from Stampin' Storage, but it is a nice material that I think will hold up for quite some time. And having room for 24 ink pads is nice as well, and I like the fact that it's all displayed on your desk. So all that color is showing, and it's going to make your craft room look absolutely beautiful. And the fact that I can use some of those for my favorite materials like adhesives and scissors and things like that, to have those right on hand is really awesome too. It is a little bit of a bummer that I can't fit my blending tools in there with it, but hey, what am I expecting for $20, right? This is very nice for just 20 bucks. It is a little bit disappointing, again, that you can't get them a little bit bigger or kind of customize it, but again, it's $20 and you could definitely buy several of these and line them up on your shelf for all of the different ink pads that you have. It's really important for me to have an ink pad storage instead of stacking them, because I find that I get more use out of them and get my money's worth from them, which I think is really important when you have your supplies, to give them a good home so you're going to keep using them more and more. So I'll have a link down below in case if you're interested for this $20 unit from Amazon. I think I'll definitely keep this on my desk and keep my ink pads in it, because it is a great storage that displays them nicely, which I think is cool. Alright, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know what you store your ink pads in, or if you're going to look into this unit. I think you'll really enjoy it if you do. And be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and be sure to hit that subscribe button down below to never miss another card making and crafting video like this one from me. Alright guys, I'll see you very, very soon for another card making video. Have a great day. Bye!